The Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Scott and Steve. Scott and Steve.
Hey, what's going on, man? Another day.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today, Steve?
I'm doing well.
All right.
Doing well.
All right. That's great. We got an award-winning Scott and Steve Show back on here this Wednesday.
Yes, we do.
Welcome back. Jeremiah, how are you doing today?
Doing 50 million things.
50 million. Try to keep it under. Try to keep it under that, and things.
That's
will be
a
just
lot of
peachy.
things.
That's a lot. That's a lot of things. Yeah, we are back at school back in here, and apparently we're all busy. There's things going on and stuff today.
Today's a busy day.
It is busy day today.
around
So we
Lakeland.
have some 10 o'clock hour is a kickoff over at the memorial thing across from the
9/11 Memorial.
letters.
Yep.
So I would encourage and ask everyone to consider attending that event. That goes on at 10 a.m. this morning. And in fact, we'll be ending our show a little bit early so that we can head over there as
Right.
well and pay respect to that event.
Shouldn't be too long. So
No,
I mean,
was it 15, 20 minutes
15,
maybe?
20 minutes if that, maybe.
Yep.
It could go a little long. A couple guest speakers.
Right.
Yeah.
But the Student Veterans of America organization, they put on a great ceremony each year,
Yep.
as with the other ceremonies that they highlight and observe throughout the calendar year.
Yes. Yeah. So that's good. So students, get a chance, get out there, check it out. That's a really good event that you should be looking at today if you can there. What else we got going on? Anybody know?
Yeah,
Connect
11
Fest.
o'clock we have Connect Fest.
Connect Fest. That's in the library, isn't it?
It is,
It's
it
in the
is.
library. All right. So what is Connect Fest? What's that entail?
Well, if I could, I guess I'd put it in my own words. I think it's an event from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Right.
Hosted in the library, third floor C building, that brings together all the college department and services that we have here on campus.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a one-stop shop for students. And, it's open to the public, so it's not just students, but to kind of come to the library where they have us all harnessed together and learn a little bit more about the college and the services that we provide for them, here on campus.
It's also an opportunity for students to find out about some of the different programs and perhaps
Yeah.
join or get involved in
Right.
some way, that kind of thing.
I know
All right.
we'll have a table there. I don't know if the radio station is.
Yeah.
The radio station will be
is-
there.
Athletics will not have a table there this year. Yeah,
so recruiting is full.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we've done that in the past, pretty much students want schedules, that kind of thing from us, which is all online. So we don't print that stuff out.
Right on.
So, we're not recruiting student athletes at that,
Right.
at that
It's
event.
just purely informational.
Yeah.
I think obviously CAB and student government,
Yeah.
all the major departments and services on campus definitely
great.
will be there.
It's a great event.
And
Great event.
they try to get students interactive
Yeah.
with the event. So sometimes they'll have some type of prizes. So if you go to so many tables and get a stamp or something, or
Right.
it's how it used to be in the past. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe they're changing.
Get
it.
a
they still
reward or
do.
Right, you
something.
get a little bit
Right.
of a treat. If you
Except
will.
I'm sort of throwing in a twist with that.
You're crazy. What are you doing, wild man?
Oh my
I
goodness!
have a small little jars in that,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
filled with candy. So you had to
Ooh.
guess how much is in the jar.
Can you write
many
down?
pieses
Can you
on the
write
jar?
down on the piece of paper what the magic number is, but not show it to the webcam?
I already know.
Well, I know you know. I'd like to know, but I don't want you to say it over the air.
Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
this is getting high tech now.
Yeah.
Pull out the phone for this one.
So speaking
Are you
of which,
searching the World Wide Web for this answer?
the www dot.
Gonna go and have it on a text message and turn it that way.
So hopefully we can give away a prize today on the radio show.
That'd be nice.
Last
That'd be
week
nice.
we didn't have any takers. The
Right.
week prior we had one.
Right.
But maybe we could do a little bit of a Are You Listening trivia and
Something
have a
to do
little
with
bit of a
Connect
giveaway.
Fest? Maybe we should
We
ask
could do
him
a-
what,
we could
what
do-
Jeremiah's
Prizes.
prizes.
Not prize, but
Or
his game.
His game, yeah.
We could do that, or
So
we
it's
could
a
say
filled
how ba-
jar of candy, and if
What
someone
was
comes
the
up and
Brown
says
score?
Oh, the Browns, did they
Well,
play?
no.
They did not play.
They did not play. Oh,
They-
okay. They still had a score, though.
Yes.
They didn't play.
Right.
All right. So we'll have to be getting into the Browns here
No,
a
it's
little
going to
bit.
be done by this. You'll have to put your name, guess, phone number.
No, what we're suggesting is that
Oh.
a listener could perhaps come forward with the game, whether
Okay,
whether
that's
it be
solid.
I can't, that's going to be a candy jar. You guess a number. If they were to come forward and say that, perhaps we can give them a prize here right now on the radio, not the actual candy jar.
I tell you
of
what, though,
course.
this
Yeah,
year,
that works.
this 2019-20 school year,
Okay.
the radio station by far has the best swag.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
firmly believe that. We've seen his creations.
Yes, we have.
We've seen other things that he's putting together.
A lot
I
of
think
stuff.
by far the radio station has set the bar high as far as
Absolutely
free giveaway
agree.
swag. So any
Yeah,
student group,
between student groups and
Right.
even departments.
and
Yeah,
anybody
absolutely.
who sees the radio station's giveaways this year is going to hopefully make the other organizations who do have giveaways hopefully step up their game.
Right.
Well, if you think even like you guys, the departments and that,
Yeah.
like Holden and that,
Yeah.
sort of up the skill even on them.
Well, you
Yeah.
guys might actually have a better budget than us, but
We don't have much of a budget for that.
that goes pretty across the board.
Yeah. So anyway, but he has definitely done a great job. So why don't we throw that though? Any student listening, anybody listening, come on up here. First person up here who can tell us what the game is, and the game is essentially guess the number of candies in the jar.
You had to be paying attention within the past 5 minutes already.
Right. So if you're doing that, stop up here, and we have a great giveaway, and we'll even let you see the jar to give you a head start.
that's a
I
nice
guess.
jar. What's on it? Is it just a plain jar, or is that one of your creations?
A creation, of
Let's-
course.
Do they get to
Spin it
keep the
around.
candy in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
I see Reese's cups,
Mr.
which I love.
Goodbar,
Mr. Goodbar.
Crunch, Crackle. I mean,
Hershey Kisses. Life is good.
so if
And
you're
you
if you
know
like
the-
chocolate, this is maybe definitely a
This will
prize
You'll
that
like
you'd like
this.
to win.
You'll definitely like this.
But you can
prize.
only win it by visiting Connect
Fest.
Fest. This is
Yeah.
just a sneak
Correct.
peek to what it is
Correct.
before the event.
Well,
Right.
actually, it's sort of a little bit of a lie.
Oh,
We
thanks.
got one for each day of the involvement fair for next week. too.
Okay, yeah, but we're not at that point right now.
Right. That's coming. That's coming. But
Which
Yeah,
will be
so
mobile
yeah.
for that day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
next week.
So it's one for Tuesday. It's one for Wednesday. Already
Okay.
done.
So it's a sneak peek to Connect Fest's giveaway that the radio station's doing today, but also a advanced sneak peek to what the radio station's doing next week for the involvement fair.
And it's no restriction, even the faculty.
Wow.
That's very generous of you.
Wow. Look at that.
How many times can people put a number in? Just one.
Just one.
So do you stamp their hand to
One
let
a
them know they
day.
voted? One a day. Okay. So hopefully you're good with faces.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that happens.
So what else? I think the art gallery has something going on.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
shoot, what was it? The
Border
Columbus-
crossing.
Border crossing. Yeah. That's going on. I think it's the
Exhibit.
next 2 days, right?
The pop-up
Next 2 days.
exhibit
That's
for 2 days.
3:00, I want to say.
Yeah, it's in
starts.
the art gallery, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, right. So definitely
the
students step
film,
down and
too.
see that.
Okay.
Pretty motivational, I would assume. Looking forward to seeing that.
I'm about to pull it up in just a second.
Ding, ding.
I know.
Ding.
The web's not always that fast.
No.
Yeah,
the
Crossing
www.
Border or Columbus Crossing Border Project. So it'll be the art reception at 5 to 7 tonight, 11 to 1 tomorrow. Then they have a film that'll be playing in H116.
What film is
What's
that?
the film? Obviously, it coincides with the art gallery exhibit.
Yeah. Breathe Free.
Okay. So this is completely
very
open
good.
to the public,
Yep.
Yeah.
free of charge.
Excellent.
Very good.
Excellent.
I know it's at least 2 times during the day the film
Okay.
showing.
So they're offering it multiple
Yeah.
times.
All right.
Where can a student go to get that information? Maybe do you guys have flyers already at the art gallery?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're interested in attending the event over the next couple of days, flyers are available in the art gallery, which is the ground floor of D building. So which is the building just north of the clock tower.
Yeah, it's over there
Yeah.
near the pocket
Little
door.
northwest? East.
Yeah.
Northeast.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Over
good.
there near the pocket door, then it's a banner over there on the theater side.
Very good.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Anything else happening this week?
I don't know. Today I kind of just focusing on today for right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So, what else is going on? We started to talk about the Browns. Do we want to get
Yeah.
into that at this
Yeah,
point?
let's talk about the Browns.
Browns. So it's official that they did have a season opener. There officially was a score, but there's debate as to whether or not they played. So they obviously came out on the short end of a 43-13 loss to the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just got penalized heavily and got beat up and down all over the place.
It is.
That's an understatement
you know,
that they got penalized.
I think they need a couple more hype videos, to tell you the truth. But yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. I mean,
Yeah.
this is fundamental football basics. I think it's probably no different than what any coach anywhere likes to tout.
Right.
Limit your penalties and turnovers.
So the Browns, there's much been made about a lot of the Browns not playing much in the preseason.
Right.
And then they come out and they lay an egg from a fundamentals perspective, fundamentals being the
Right.
penalties and that kind of thing. So maybe the answer isn't to get rid of preseason or shorten it. Maybe the answer is they need to focus on it when they have it. I don't know.
Well, one would think that training camp,
That'd be
is where you solidify a lot of these things.
would hope.
And, the 4 preseason games are where you see it happen, I guess.
right.
Yeah.
But it is a catch-22.
Sure.
Do you play your first string stars
Right.
and run potential injury for a game that really doesn't matter?
Right. Well, they are talking is continuing to talk about shortening the
Shortening it, yeah.
preseason, lengthening the season. They have all kinds of ideas out there on it. Having varying rosters throughout the year, allowing players to only play a certain number of games, that
Right.
kind of thing. I mean, there's all kinds of ideas out there. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of a lot of those ideas from my end. You know what? You're a professional at that point. You're getting paid a lot of money. You're an adult. If there's 20 games in a season, you should be able to play all 20. Don't limit me. I mean, I'm an adult.
As far as maybe a scrimmage, what's college do? They just hop in, right?
Yeah, you have the
hop
ability.
into the season.
Yeah, you have the ability. No, you have scrimmages. You have the ability to scrimmage. And
You have
and
scrimmages, but they're not playing at the level of, maybe, I don't know. I don't see the level of play on a scrimmage as intense as at least preseason.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure it's not. Because it's the same thing that's happening. You want to see a few things from your teams. You want to see a few things from certain players. And you have bubble players that are trying to earn spots or what
Right.
have you. That's an opportunity for them to do that.
Sure.
And then, you make some decisions based on that. But sometimes you do hold players out of certain activities, but typically for a scrimmage, you want to see what you got and how it's
Yeah.
going, and you move on, But I do think, though, that everyone has the ability to play. And, I mean, coaches have to be smart. But as you can say that during a regular season team, I see coaches left and right who will be blowing a team out or something like that one way or the other, and they'll keep their starters in, when they're up, 30 points late in the fourth quarter or something like that.
Do you have a problem with that?
Well, if you're concerned about injury, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Right. No. I get that, yeah.
But as far as a win-loss perspective, no, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
From my end, you're competing at the same level. If the team doesn't like it, get better.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. Get
Right.
better. But I do think there is a point, though, when if you're blowing a team out, depending on the circumstances. I do think there's times where you pull back a little bit, or you can space a game out so it's not as embarrassing to the team.
Sure.
And you can do it respectfully as well. There are strategies to do that. So I think at times that is a smart thing to do.
So you're coaching the Browns. You just came off that lackluster season opener at home.
Yep.
15 hype videos later, the city's energized, it's charged, it's expecting you to win the Super Bowl that day.
Right.
And you have that performance.
Yep.
Where do you regroup?
Well, it starts off with I think you got to keep everyone's heads. I think Kitchens did a good job afterwards, saying, hey, it's one game, relax, that kind of thing. I think you got to go back and sell that to your team.
I actually look at that differently.
It's okay.
I did not, while I understood where he was coming from, to me, I took it as a little blasé.
Understand there's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference between how you come across in the media
Right.
and how you deal with your players.
Sure.
In the media, I think.
Well, I'm sure. Believe me, I wouldn't want to be in that locker room. I would not want to be in that locker room.
In the media, I think you've got to say, "Look, it's one game. Everyone,
Right.
relax. We gotta get this." I think you need.
But
to
do you not think that he's part of that cause, though? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. They've been way over the top.
Right.
Whether it be the Browns
They're going
organization,
Super Bowl.
whether it be marketing, whether it be the fan base,
Right.
kind of feeling that energy and keeping
sure.
it rolling.
Right.
The national sports media.
Well, yeah. Everyone's picking him.
But I mean, is Kitchens kind of partly to blame with some of his
wholeheartly, he is
lack of a better term, arrogance during the off season
Sure.
as far as the team they're building.
Well, and that's kind of what I was talking about.
Like Cleveland, everyone does it.
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about with the preseason. You know
Right.
what I mean, everyone, for lack of a better word, many players took the preseason off essentially.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I hold the coach directly responsible for that. That's a manufactured decision.
Well, not only that, but I mean his projection that he put out there regarding the team, but in essence, rallying that fan base.
Sure.
Like, Cleveland versus the world all over again.
Right.
And now all of a sudden when the fans are like,
Whatever.
dude, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's just one game. Wait a minute, dude. This isn't the the
Right.
horse you sold us.
Right. A lot of truth to that, and that is the problem with trying to do a lot of hype and stuff
I
like
don't
that.
even care if they lost.
Right.
Dude, you guys got spanked.
They didn't play. But I do think, again, afterwards, as a coach, that is the right avenues to try to downplay the importance of one event. I think you have to do that. But
Yeah, I mean,
don't get me
yeah.
wrong. When you get in that locker room, you're talking to this team completely different.
Right.
And those mental errors, that kind of stuff, I mean, that's got to be addressed. Now, if they come out week 2 with a lot of mental errors and
Right.
stuff again, I think you got to get a different response at that point.
Right.
I mean, it's time to move it because again, they are professionals. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not like you're coaching a high school team who's learning.
I think
you
as
know?
as a team, some of those outspoken personnel, I think they need to dial it back a little bit.
Well, that's part of part of it.
I'm glad Baker Mayfield gets pumped up when he hears Phil Collins playing. When he's warming up, that's fine and dandy.
Right.
If that's
You
what
don't
helps
like
you
to
get
watch.
pumped
You don't
up,
like to watch that OBJ was wearing.
I didn't.
Yeah, apparently he's wearing a watch during the game, and so the NFL's going to talk to him about that.
You're not allowed to wear a watch.
No,
I guess not.
sharp object or what have you.
okay.
They don't have a non-jewelry rule. Can you imagine if they had a non-jewelry rule in any professional
They'd
sport?
actually run faster with all that
Yes,
weight
they
of
would.
gold holding them down.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm stuck in the middle. Love the passion,
Right.
Whether it's him, Beckham, Landry, what I love the passion, but at the same time, are you going overboard with it to now
sure.
where it's affecting your level of play?
You can't think you're good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, you have
can't
to know it, dude.
And the other aspect of it, you got to stay hungry, man. So when you start getting a little arrogant, confident, overconfident, what have you,
Right.
you get soft. You get
Right.
a little, full of yourself.
Well, you sort of see the arrogance with Robinson going and kicking that guy in the lower neck, jaw area. That his foot's on the ground, he goes up and then
I don't think that's arrogance as much as frustration.
Yeah, frustrating, and you
because
just lost
if you
it,
looked
man.
at his face after he found out he was ejected, he had that face of, really?
Oh, it's frustration. That's pure frustration. That is what we're actually talking about. The meltdown.
Right. That's
The
exactly
meltdown.
right.
But then, in a way, too, I think a little bit of it, it's even on the fan base.
Oh no, I totally agree.
For sure.
Cleveland, and I don't want to go across out of the across the country because I've never experienced
Sure.
that many games per se to know how the fan bases are in other areas. But living in Cleveland, I think we've all seen it. The fan base, at least for the Browns, dictates a lot of that roster, or
It
has in the
does.
past.
It does.
The fans get mad. They start calling for somebody's job. They'll throw the number 2 in. The number 2 could be great or horrible. And that. All right. So let's take it to the fans right now. I don't think. Well, I think any city that's team was losing that bad, you're already getting people walking out.
Oh,
without
for
a
sure,
doubt.
for sure.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter the sport.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah,
any
yeah,
sport.
yeah.
But Beckham comes out and says, "I'm disappointed that more fans didn't stay."
Right.
What?
We're disappointed you didn't play.
Exactly.
Well,
Wait a minute.
especially
Don't put this on the fans, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Don't put this on the fans.
That's
Not including
that's lack
some
of
of the
understanding of
ticket
reality.
sales.
Right.
Yeah, right. I get it.
When I heard that, I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
Right. Right.
What do you want them to do? Sit there and watch you just circle the drain and then go down the drain?
Not including many of them are ticked because some of them paid over $100-something for tickets.
Oh yeah, it's not cheap to go to a game.
Part of the hype.
That's right, man. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's
Because you seen after that, you had someone on Facebook. You probably seen my comment that I put up. They're blaming the refs and that. No, it's not the refs.
No.
Here and
We
there,
have a
they
bad
had-
habit in Cleveland of feeling like we're always the victim when it comes to
Right, right.
sports.
Here and there, they had 2 calls that I would question, but out of 18,
That's a lot of penalties.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you got teams that get
Good
upset when
chunks
there's
on
3 or
them.
4.
right.
18, that
Not
is
a-
huge.
Not including 9 of it. If you think half of it was just personal fouls.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bring back some reality here too. I mean, let's be honest. People out there, even the people who are really promoting them, had them at 10-6.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think we were in here saying what 9-7 or something
I'd
like
say
that.
7 and 9.
Yeah. So I mean, we're
just under
talking. So we're
500.
talking 500, give or take a game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So keeping the bigger scope, the entire season in mind, dropping the first game, though you certainly didn't want to do it, and you looked at it as a game that was potentially a game you could win. I don't think we could jump off a bridge here. You know
And
what I
the
mean?
funny thing is,
That's it.
here's the funny thing, and I was talking to one of my in-laws, as the clock was ticking down, and kind of explaining to him my rationale, right? And I'm not here to smack the Browns down, right? But I try to stay in a realist point of view,
Right.
He's like, well, that's where I have you right. I really think you're lowballing them on the on the season schedule. He's like, he starts pointing out, the teams within the schedule. I'm like, we should win this, we should win that. Yeah, and look at Tennessee. You should have won that
one,
right? So you can't say,
Right. Right.
pick the ones you should have, would have, could have. You can come out and beat the Patriots. A game that you're thinking that you might lose or whatever.
Right.
But
Right. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But
and this is what we ran into with our bet last year.
That's exactly right.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sticking with my 7 and 9.
I still think they'll be 9-7.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out hope. I can't sit here and tell you who those 9 wins are going to be.
Here's what they need to do. Here's what they need to do. Come out Monday night, national television,
Right, and light it up
against the Jets, and take it to them.
And I do think
let the fan base
right.
know on a national level that first game was not us.
Exactly. And I do think that playing away from home might take a little bit of that pressure off them. You know what I mean?
You're playing in a big market, though.
Yeah, but then you truly are everyone else against you. You know what I mean? And as opposed to, everyone hyping you, you're out there, you got to perform, everyone's here, you know what I mean? They got embarrassed last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as an athlete, if you get embarrassed, I can't think of anything more motivating than to come back the following week and be ready to play. I mean, if someone knocks you around, you don't need any more motivation than that. You're gonna start becoming more serious about what's going on. You're gonna start to, at least that's what my expectation would be.
I'm hoping.
And likewise with the coaching. I mean, I'm talking top to bottom. You're gonna become more focused.
Yeah.
So I do expect them to come out next week and have a good game.
So
I don't think the Jets are stellar.
No, they're not.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's something they
Definitely
can do.
Definitely beatable.
The
Right.
huge thing is it's all on the players more.
Oh, for sure. But the coach has still got to
Well,
get him in.
I
He's got
give a small portion of it, but a good chunk of it, because let's say holding doesn't change that much in college, high school.
There's
You go
more leeway
down
in the pros,
less.
though. I
Right.
think.
There's
It's
what?
a little more.
There's what?
I think there's more leeway in the pros.
Oh, for sure. There
and
is.
depending on whether or not
It's a star player.
Well, not only that, but whether or not the act impacted the result of the play.
Right.
False starts are the same thing in every level.
Right.
Here and there, some of these rules are not freaking new.
No, but you still got to go back in my eyes. It still comes back to the coach making it a point of emphasis. If you make it a point of emphasis in your preseason, your training camp, stuff like that, then you're on it. As opposed to going, hey, we're out here, we're going to be great.
The proof is in the score, right? So if
sure.
you were to say, hey, if we didn't have this turnover or we didn't have this penalty that led to a touchdown,
Right.
this is what the score would be.
Correct.
And then this one, you'd find that margin, you might have actually won the game.
Well, you
Well,
can
and that's
actually,
it. For as bad as they played in the third quarter,
Right.
they still were right there.
Yeah. Right.
And for as bad as
Well,
they
you
played.
can somewhat see it in the numbers: 300 whatever yards total offense,
Yeah.
180 whatever in
And
penalties.
Right.
Yeah.
You're matching
took half your game away.
Yeah.
of your total offense in
Yep.
penalties.
Half your work was wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So going back to something you spoke on about a couple minutes ago regarding the coaches and the organization, you're Freddie Kitchens,
Yep.
right? Now, sure, Sunday afternoon, you kind of get that, you have that talk in the locker room towards the players. What do you do to the coaches?
Our coach.
Do you come down
Well, you
with
got
frustration and
no,
or do you
too early in the season.
and that's what I was going to say.
Too early.
Do you kind of just say, listen, not the way we wanted to start,
Yep.
start fresh and just let it die?
I don't know if I cut it that short.
Okay.
I mean, I make it clear that we need to change this. Hey, but I would follow up with, all right, what are we going to do? What are the plans? You're responsible for the offensive lineman. You're responsible for the linebacker. What are the plans? We got the Jets coming up. What
Right.
are we going to be on, guys? I want answers by Monday's team meetings.
Yeah.
Let's have this. So it's not so much. I mean, you do have the conversation. All right. it's over, let's blow it. But let's make sure we're on it. And as a coach, I would probably want to know exactly what's happening. I mean, my name's on this thing. I want to know what's going on. And not that you're double checking at that point. You still got to give them the freedom to do what they got to do. But you want to make sure that we're addressing the issue here.
Okay.
But at least, yeah, it's game one. You can't jump off a bridge. And remember, you are, as Kitchens, you are the head of the team. If your coaches see you panicking and going nuts and starting to be, freaking out, I mean, that doesn't send the right message throughout the team, and you can't operate that way either. There's got to be, you got to be the look. It's a long season.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, not a sprint type mentality, and go by there. But it is such a short season. I mean, you can't wait a month to figure it out.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
I might actually have to tune in Monday night.
Hey, Monday night game. I mean, what else you got going on Monday night?
There's always homework.
BW3s, something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll be up for it. What do you think? You let me know. I still owe you guys. So
All right.
I couldn't do next week even.
I don't know. Certainly, I don't know if I want to be surrounded by that many Browns fans in one area, but
No.
No.
maybe a Thursday night game or something.
That sounds good. But anyway, yeah. So I don't think I think you got to address it. But again, the coaches are professionals too. They know. They know. But you got to have that conversation. All right, guys. Not only what are you going to do, but what didn't we do?
Well, they also have to calm them in a sense too. Because your frustrations and bounce back could actually come back to hurt you because you overshoot.
Correct. Correct.
You squeeze that glass harder to the point where it breaks.
Exactly. So you got to take it. You got to address it, but you got to still go forward.
Right.
The other thing is, I would start having conversations about, okay, we had this start, and it might even be too early for that, but you got to start evaluating what you did in the preseason while it's still fresh in your mind.
Right.
All right, we came out and laid an egg. All right, what could we have done? What should we have done? Then you just jot it down. Not that you're going to discuss it, but then you jot it down. So that way, when it comes to the end of the season, you're not thinking, oh, what happened? You know what I mean? It's in your mind.
If I had to surmise what practice is going to look like this week, I would have to say they're running basic drills nonstop.
You would think.
Oh, yeah.
Penalties and turnovers.
Yep. You would think they'd be doing basic things. And again, they gotta implement their game plan for the Jets. So I mean, they're going to be doing that kind of stuff as well. I mean, the offensive line protection fell apart. They had some injuries and stuff. So I mean, you got to adjust your roster a little bit too. What do you do? What do you do there?
Fans are upset though.
For sure.
I was on the west side and I was going into a drugstore and I had my Bengals jersey on and the lady, came out and she's like, they're playing horrible, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, this is a Bengals jersey. They don't play till 4:30. She's like, I don't care. They're playing horrible today.
And
I'm just
actually,
like, wow, they are mad.
Yeah, but you know what though? As soon as they win next week, all is forgiven. All is forgiven. But they're gonna have to play at home and win at some point here soon. But they got to get that first one, And let's be honest. Last year, man, they caught fire. Last year, they caught fire in a bottle. Man, they came in. They maybe caught some teams by surprise.
They caught fire towards the end of the season when they were just relaxed because in their minds we're not playing for anything. Let's just play. Well, and then you find out you're having fun.
Right. And let's be honest. There's a difference between being the hunter and the hunted. Yeah. There's a huge difference when you play. When you're the top dog and you're expected to win.
Right.
That's not always as easy as the team coming in there that's got nothing to lose.
I mean, Brady does make it look so easy, but it's not.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It really isn't. And sometimes that pressure gets to people. But also it brings the A game out of everybody you play.
Right.
Because they want to be the team to knock you off.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a lot of hype, there's a lot. You're getting all this press. You're getting this. You're getting that. If I'm coming in there and I'm not getting squat of that, I want to knock you off too, for sure. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean. And that's in all aspects of life, though. I mean, think about everything that goes on in the world. You know what I mean? If people are jealous or think you got something they want to knock you off, man. That's what it's about. So
True.
Well, we got about 10 minutes before we end the show early to accommodate for the 9/11 ceremonies.
Yes.
South of S Building in the field across the street where the 9/11 memorial is. Jeremiah, what kind of good giveaway can we give away today?
You tell me.
Well, open your bag of tricks.
Well, it's not all in there.
Oh.
It's some under.
Let's go with something sizable. Something a little bit better than a keychain. let's get somebody on the hook here.
Yeah, we got
And
people. You out there listening to Breakers here in the area? Come on up.
we're just
Come on up
upstairs.
here.
We're on the
We-
second floor of S building.
Yeah, we need you to come up. Oh,
In the radio
look at this
booth.
thing. It's a wow.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
That's a pretty cool
I
box
like
there.
it.
Yeah.
Just did another 7 yesterday.
All right.
nice.
That's awesome.
So what we're going to do is you're going to have 5 minutes to come up here if you know the answer to what is it that you said before.
What the game is that the is going on at Connect Fest that Jeremiah's running essentially
For the radio station.
For the radio
table.
station, yeah.
So if you were listening about a half hour ago, we were
Right.
talking about the game that
Right.
the radio station is going to have at their table at Connect Fest in the library from 11 to 1. What game is that?
Right. And
So-
if you missed it, it has to do with candy in a jar.
Right.
So I mean,
So
so come on up, baby.
what
Come
we're-
on
what
up and you
do
get a
is,
free
well,
gift.
Either if you know the answer right off the bat, give
Yep.
us the answer. We're live here in the booth if you want to come out and knock on the window or whatever, or knock on the
Yes.
door if you come in through the back. Come on up. Got a nice little gift here, a little giveaway that is handmade, customed by Jeremiah and Hive.
Yep.
So if you haven't been to Hive yet, it's in the ground floor of H Building. It's a great area to get those creative juices flowing and create stuff.
Absolutely. There's some really Jeremiah's really he's impressed me with all the things that he has
He is.
produced
He's
throughout
got
the
a
year.
very
The
creative
jars,
mind.
wood and stuff. He's doing a lot of great things. So come on
Well,
out, check it out. It's a pretty
besides-
cool gift here.
Anybody down there in S Building listening, just pop on up. You have
Compared to
nothing to
me.
lose.
That's right.
Compared to my normal stuff that I'm always a little outside box, I went outside that box.
That's pretty cool, man. He's had some really neat things
Pretend
this year.
there's no box.
Yeah.
I went left field
Plus
box.
to the box. My box is made of cardboard and it's raining.
So I'm getting a lot of flack
Under
this
a bridge.
weekend. I'm getting a flack. What happened to Michigan? Cincinnati lost by 1. Actually, I was very
Last
happy.
I heard, Michigan won, didn't they?
They did. It's still a W.
Yeah,
but
that's exactly right.
Army is a wily team.
Yeah, they are.
They come at you with a lot of different packages and looks. So
2 overtimes.
I know.
Man. Good for them. Hey, they got it done.
Yeah.
And last I saw, a win is a win's a win.
Great
You know what I
exposure
mean?
for Army too.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
But Cincy, they obviously lost. I think Browns are second in the division right now.
Right.
Baltimore's the only winner.
Baltimore.
Pittsburgh lost.
Lamar
Pittsburgh lost
Jackson.
that.
Yeah.
He absolutely lit it up.
It's Miami though.
Well, that's just
I mean,
it.
and I don't mean
Miami.
I don't mean to
That's
detract his
true.
performance.
No,
I really
for
don't.
sure.
But
But he's the first quarterback Baltimore's had in years that actually has mobility and has the ability
Right.
to move around. That's going to
Yeah.
make Baltimore interesting this year, I think.
that's why I think they're going to win division.
That's
I
possible.
really do. I think the Browns should win a division, but I think ultimately the Ravens will win the division. But for Cincy being on the road on the West Coast against a very good team,
Lost
they hung
by a
in
point.
there.
Lost
Yeah.
by a point in Seattle. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. It's not bad. I mean, that's not a bad thing.
I did not.
I mean,
Nobody ever really expects their team to lose, but like I said, I'm a realist. I didn't expect them to come away with a W.
Sure.
But by that deficit, I was pretty happy.
right.
So
Who does
but,
Cincinnati have next week?
I
can tell
don't
you.
remember off the top of my
I wrote
head.
it down
No.
somewhere. They've got
All I know is AJ,
49ers.
AJ Green. The 49ers, they should be able to win. But they're
It's
on
at
the-
home.
They should be able to win. But
Yep.
Green needs to come back.
Right.
That's I think the game dynamic would have been different.
Sure.
Hope you never really know for
But
sure.
Ross put on a good performance, though.
Yeah.
You still
For
trusting in
being
Andy Dalton?
underachiever.
Am I still what?
Trusting in Andy Dalton?
No,
Okay. just
no,
curious.
I really don't.
Okay.
He's
I mean, he's not bad.
50-50
He's not
on that.
bad quarterback.
does a
he's
good
not
job, gets it
bad
done,
quarterback.
you know?
He's just not capable of going to that next level.
Right. So speaking of a quarterback on the fringe like that, what do you think about Josh Allen and the Bills getting a Week 1 victory, coming back late, couple TDs late? As you all know, I'm actually a Josh Allen fan. He's one of those guys I think he's got a ton of potential. Certainly isn't at the upper echelon
Right.
of quarterbacks right now, but he's one of those guys that kind of in my eyes. He came from nowhere and his work to get where he's at.
But
I give him a lot of
sometimes that's
credit.
how the stars are born.
That's it. That's
You know?
exactly right. I mean, look at Tom Brady. That's
Right.
how he started off, right?
Yeah.
So
Did not go high in the draft.
no,
and,
he didn't. No, he didn't.
You know,
So
just a skinny, lanky quarterback out of Michigan.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. But they came through. Patriots did roll, though. I got to at least throw that out
Yes.
there. They did roll, and they do have to go to Miami next week, so they
They're gonna
could be
continue
tested.
to
They
get-
could get tested down there.
Yeah, last year wasn't your
Brown didn't
greatest.
play with them, did he?
No,
That's
Antonio
right.
Brown
No.
came too late. So
I was gonna say,
we
there's
probably
not
should
enough
just touch
time.
on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it was too late for that. But Antonio Brown was the trade. Well, not a trade. I'm sorry, released by the Raiders. Picked up by the Patriots
Yes.
within a couple hours.
Right.
Organized, not organized, that for that to happen? Was it planned out or not? His agent, of course, says no. But what do y'all think?
I think in a way it was.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Because, I mean, he signed a heck of a lot of money.
These guys.
He went there for the good intentions, but then when he sort of seen with everything that was going on, that it's like he
What?
wanted to opt out.
What?
He had the intention of, going there possibly in that, I think.
You mean Oakland?
Yeah, Oakland. But then
Oh,
in
no,
a way
dude.
he started second guessing.
Listen, he was looking for a home. I think the
Right.
dude knows what his stock isn't high.
Right.
Oakland chomped on it. He probably liked the market, liked what the Raiders stand for, rough and tumble. I think they got tired of his.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? I credit the Raiders for doing that.
Yeah.
I think everything that happened, I don't blame them.
I don't think it was choreographed at all.
Yeah.
I think New England was just like, all right, we'll pick him up.
Sure. Well, and New England does have a history.
We'll deal with the head case.
Right. And they've
You
had a
know.
history of
Gonzalez,
working with players.
Gronk's
like
a
that.
little off, I must say. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing detrimental on off the field.
Gronk's
but,
coming back this year.
Is it?
Yeah, he's going to. He's going to.
But
Week 8.
you know,
Week 9.
you kind of hear a story like that, and you're like, well, you know what? Him and Gordon will have rings in no time.
Well, that's it. And I mean, I put.
Depending, will they actually be active when
It doesn't
happens?
matter, dude. Doesn't matter. You're on the Patriots roster.
Yeah, they'll.
I think he'll perform.
And Antonio Brown will finish the season because, see, this has worked out great for the Patriots. They didn't cost them any draft picks.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the year, if he leaves for whatever reason, as long as he finishes his year on the
They're
team,
not out any money.
right? And if he goes somewhere else, they get a draft pick, a compensatory pick just for having him. I mean,
It's brilliant. It really is.
It's a no-win for the Patriots or no-lose for the Patriots. I think it's a great move, a lot of upside. And you know what? If he's a fool, they have no problem sitting him out or
Yeah.
cutting him loose and
Right.
and moving on. I
Right.
mean, that's the Patriots way, man. They don't put up with a lot of extra nonsense. Unless you're really, really talented in producing,
But you go there to win.
Well, that's it. That's it. So good for them.
Do we have any takers for this contest? Last call. The very nice keepsake box engraved with Lakeland Lake Effect radio station's logo on it. Custom made by Jeremiah here. And we're giving it away free if anybody comes up to the booth and is able to tell us what type of game Jeremiah is going to have contestants play at Connect Fest in the library from 11 to 1.
You got about 3 minutes to get here.
3 minutes.
3 minutes, so run it up and go from there, knock on, and we'll see what's happening here. So, all right, what else we want to talk about? Anything else today?
You want to recap Lakeland sports?
Let's recap Lakeland sports. Lakeland's women's soccer team now 3-0.
Nice.
They got 2 non-league wins. They went out to Battle Creek over the weekend and beat Kellogg 1-0. So they got off to a very nice start. The men's soccer team kicked off their season this past weekend, hosting the Lakers tournament, and they went 2-0, won it. So they're now
Nice.
sitting at 2-0. Both teams head to Ancilla College to play on Saturday, and then on Sunday they will play Jackson Community College on the way back up in Michigan.
Right on.
The volleyball team had the Shannon McBride Memorial Tournament over the weekend. They went 2-2, so they did okay.
Nice.
The tournament was very good. A lot of games a lot of the matches went 5 games,
Wow.
which was great. And not just Lakeland. I'm talking
for great-
across the
great
board.
play.
Yeah, a lot
Good
of
fan
good
experience.
It was. We had one game that was 35-33.
Wow.
Which is just unbelievable to happen in volleyball. But it was very tight across the board. But they went, like I said, they went 2-2. Their last game they beat Cuyahoga Community College 3-2, and the last game was 15-13. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So it was that close, that type of environment. So it was pretty exciting. They're on the road tonight up at Lorraine, and then they are home on Friday against Edison Community College, Edison State, and they play them at 6 o'clock. And then on Saturday, they are home against Clark State at 11 a.m. And so
Nice.
all events are free. So come out, check your volleyball team out
Very
this
cool.
Friday night and Saturday. Come support them, and should be a lot of fun. Looking
Very
forward
cool.
to it.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But teams are. Knock on wood, moving along okay. So
Nice.
soccer on the road this weekend, as I said. Then Ancilla and Jackson, that'll be 2 tough league contests, and it's tough to travel. You figure Ancilla is a good 5-6 hours away,
Right.
so you got to ride out there and play, then travel another couple hours, play again, and then drive
taxing.
back. It's tough, and both teams are pretty young, so it'll be interesting to see how the freshmen deal with that kind of travel and and being in a hotel, bus, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's a good experience. So we'll see how that shakes out. But we wish everyone good luck with that, and we'll see how things shake.
Cool.
So that's us in a wrap, man.
All right. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you hopefully at the 9/11 ceremony right now in about 15 minutes happening at the 9/11 Memorial south of S Building, and also Connect Fest, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the library.
Awesome. Have a great one, guys. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.